This video is covering the vibration aspect of the assignment this week. So as we saw in the lecture, vibration has three aspects that create it. We have temperatures that are warm and cool, values that are similar, and saturation that is high. In the upcoming assignment that we really want to show that we can create vibration, not trying to control it or tone it back a little bit, because we want to, if it's understood that you can create it vibration, you can also control it. So we want to show a clear, deliberate act of vibration in this assignment. So looking at temperature, as we saw in the lecture, red is the warmest and cyan is the coolest. And something that we want to consider is that we want to have a significant kind of difference in temperature. Something with a magenta and a yellow wouldn't work since they're an equal distance from red. And you also want to kind of stay away from this transitional area, between magenta and blue, where you kind of have this 270 and this 150 range. Because it's very transitional temperature, unless you're using something like a yellow, green, and a cyan, where there's a difference relative, and that kind of comes back to the color relativity that, something along here, if you have a cyan, that is the coolest, so anything moving up either direction here will be warmer. So looking at value next is that, we have this idea that yellow is so light in value, and it was an issue back in earlier weeks, and it's going to be an issue again here, that if you're trying to use yellow, you're either going to have to darken the value of the yellow or lighten whatever color you have it matched with, and in that case you're going to reduce saturation in creating your shades, tints, or tones. So we'd like to avoid trying to have to reduce saturation or change saturation much to get this equal value range that we're looking for. And as you move on, we'll see this a little clearer at the end, but this is, I have a difference in value in the example that's posted in the classroom and we're going to talk about, but in the context that the temperatures are significantly different and that the saturation is high, one aspect of it can be off a little bit. They don't have to be exact. Another important part of this assignment is to think about the shapes. We have a shape restriction this week. It is to rectangles. It doesn't mean you just need to use rectangles. Take your rectangles, build up another shape, copy, repeat it, do whatever you need to do, but keep it, that ideally that it's, a geometric shape, rectangular in nature, and that, you've built on this idea and somehow made this rectangle your own, made this design your own, really showed some kind of creativity at this point. So moving on to our example. The first thing I show you here is that the saturation is 100%. This may be uncomfortable to look at for some. This assignment probably should be a little uncomfortable to look at because we're dealing with vibration and we want to make the vibration strong. And another part of this is, the aspect of vibration is that vibration occurs at the edges where these colors meet. So you really need to have a number of edges to allow for that kind of vibration. Anything where you have just a few edges, there's not going to be a significant enough vibration to show that you understood how to create it. And part of controlling it is this limitation of edges. So we really want to see this kind of, go all out with your creativity and show us that you can create vibration, and then it'll be understood that you can also control it when necessary. And looking at the value here, and this is the one thing I mentioned before, that the value is different. We have this blue, fully saturated. It's got this 80%, of K black. But the red is less. It's significantly less. It's definitely pushing the boundaries, but in the context of the fact that the saturation is high and the temperatures are significantly different, that value alone will not be kind of, a break point for this, creating vibration. And that's something we want to really show in this assignment, is that we're creating vibration, we're not trying to control vibration. So let's see some drafts and we'll see where we can go from there. Thanks.